Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Whew. I am late today. I was just crafting away, not paying attention. But look what we're going to make today. We are going to work with the Hey Sports Fan and Your Biggest Fan bundle today. The Hey Sports Fan product suite. So cute. I have been waiting to work with this, and I thought it was finally time. So hi everybody, welcome and happy Friday. Thanks for joining me today. When you're here, say hi so I know you're here. And we will spend some time creating a couple of projects together. So I'm going to make sure I'm in the right place and that everyone can see me. And I'm going to give everyone just a chance to find me here since I am a couple minutes late. I hope you all had a great week. Let's see. There I am. Awesome. I'm in the right place, which is always a good thing. I did go live in the wrong place one time, and it was in the middle of a big Facebook event. And I was rescued by somebody who fortunately noticed that I was in another group she was in, and I have no idea how it happened. So sometimes you think you're doing exactly what you need to do, and then you realize you're not. So hi everybody, welcome and happy Friday. I have just a few things to announce today before we get started, and it's good because I fussed with these cards today. I thought they were just fun, and I just spent some time doing lots of fun extra little things with them. So you can make them along with me today if you have these items. So happy Friday. All right, so I'm going to get started. So today we are going to work with the Hey Sports Fan product suite, and this product suite can be found in the January to June 2022 mini catalog, and you can find it on page 68 and 69. It's absolutely adorable. It's reminiscent of baseball with all these little kind of, the style is a little bit like retro, like old-fashioned with the distressed printing and the old-fashioned baseball equipment that's featured on some of the paper designs. But the double-sided paper really gives you a lot of different options. And I decided to show you a really solid project featuring the items in the product suite, but then I also wanted to show you that you could be creative and use this for other things. And I made this soft kind of feminine card that's actually for my daughter who's graduating this week. So I wanted to make her something to go along with her gift. So I pulled in some really fun ideas and ways to use this bundle and still be able to feature the items in it, but make it soft and a little more feminine. And all I did was swap out the paper. So we will have fun using the Your Biggest Fan bundle, which is a stamp and die set. Then there is the adorable paper that is Your Biggest Fan. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Hey Sports Fan paper. And I will show you all of the patterns in my little paper sampler here. And what I love about this bundle is the dies cut out a lot of the images, so they're larger scale images, but then you have this B side that really features some nice patterns. And again, we're going to use this to make one of our cards today, and I'm going to show you how you can cut out all those images. So really cool patterns. I love this. And that sunburst pattern is awesome. When you pull up the 12 by 12 piece, it's this big yellow sunburst all over the paper, and it's just awesome. It would be great for a framed art piece in your house, and then a stripe. Now, it also has twine, and you know I love twine. I have been using this a lot. It has Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade with white. And what I love about this is you can separate the poppy from the white, so you actually have 5 twine options in this one pack. You can use solid green, solid blue, the mixed poppy with white, or you can separate it and use poppy or white. So very versatile. Now, to make the projects today, I pulled in a couple other products that we're going to talk about when I get to the second card. And I used the beautiful Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper and then some dies outside of this set. So a couple of announcements before we get going today. Thank you to everybody who shopped with me yesterday with the free shipping sale. I love free shipping, and apparently you did too. So thank you so very much. I appreciate it and enjoy all your goodies when they arrive. The second thing I wanted to tell you about was I recently did an in-person class for my local customers that I called my paper wizardry class. And for those of you who are Harry Potter fans, you will love these projects. Now, I limited it to my in-person people. However, I think I'm going to open it up now and offer a distance option while these items lasted. I was a little worried. I pulled this together kind of at the last minute because these were still available and I was afraid they might sell out. So I thought I better not get too overzealous promoting this and taking too long to order things, but these are still available. They're available until May 2nd. So I'm going to open this up as a distance class option. Now, this will not have any in-person class. You will get your card kits and then you will get a PDF to create the projects. Okay, and you can create them on your own. Hi, Cheryl, welcome and happy Friday. So these are the projects that we made, and these are not my designs. These are Stephanie Fletcher. She's a Canadian demonstrator, and I thought they were absolutely adorable. If you are a Harry Potter fan, you know exactly what these are. These are your house robes and colors. So you have Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw. We are huge Harry Potter fans at my house. And so my family thought these were absolutely amazing. Now we did make a fifth card, and this also is not, this is was designed by Laura Secchi, and I made some changes to it. And this cute little Harry Potter, is he not adorable? So I am offering this class kit. It will include project kits to make one of each house color, or you could make them all the same house if you had a favorite, and then you will be able to make 2 Harry Potter cards. Your class will also include the suit and tie dies. Now, if you already have these, you can substitute product of equal value in your kit. I will give you that option on the registration form, but you will have your project kits and your dies. The only supplies you will need to create your cards will be a die cutting machine to use your dies and a Memento black ink pad to stamp your sentiments. I am going to offer as a class add-on the handsomely suited stamp set while supplies last. I cannot guarantee you how long these items may be available, but as of right now, I just checked before I jumped on live and they are available. Hey, Marcy, happy Friday. So this is my paper wizardry class. You will get supplies to make 6 projects. It will include the suit and tie dies and your paper products, as well as a partial pack of matte black dots, which you will need for Harry's eyes and the robes. Now, your class kits will not include these little crests. These were a free printable that I found on Pinterest. I will give you the link on the class document, but I can't sell them since it's a free download, but you will be able to add your pocket to your robe, and then I will provide the link for you. If you want to print off your crests to add to your pocket, you can, but your projects will look like this. Okay? So absolutely adorable, right? Is that not adorable, Marcy? So this is a kit I will be taking RSVPs for through April 30th or while supplies last, okay, for the dies. And this class will be $32, but it will include your dies, okay? So let me know if you have any questions on paper wizardry. Now let's get started on today's projects. So this is what we're going to make today. So cute with the Hey Sports Fans product suite out of the catalog. So we are going to start by making this really fun card that features really neat designing with the pattern that has all these little tickets on it. Now in this die set, it has several options for making these little tickets. So this is really fun if you like to make invitations or if you like to entertain at your home. You have lots of ticket options in here, and let's take a closer look at them. So you have this one, which is just absolutely adorable to make the little roll of tickets, and they're perforated so you can tear them apart if you'd like. Then you have this larger ticket. Isn't that cute? And this would make an adorable invitation. You could cut your invitations the size of this ticket and leave it folded at the top so that you could open the little ticket for your invitation. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for watching. And then there is the medium-sized ticket. And again, this is perforated, so you could tear off the bottom if you wanted to do something fun there. And then you have the movie-sized ticket. Hi, Audra. Welcome. Thanks for joining. You have this smaller ticket. Now, a lot of these ticket dies cut out some of the patterns in the paper. Now, this is a larger scale pattern that we're going to use on this one. And the dies worked perfectly to cut them out. Hey, Tammy, welcome. Hi, Janet. All right. So for those of you who missed it, since a lot of you are just jumping on, I just wanted to let you know I'm offering my paper wizardry class. For those of you local, you had the chance to join me the other night, but I am offering this class to make 6 projects. You'll get to do 1 of each house robe plus 2 Harry Potters, and it's going to include your suit and tie dies. So all you need to make these projects are a die cutting machine and a black ink pad to do your sentiments on the inside. Okay, so these items, the dies and the coordinating stamp set, which I'm going to offer as an add-on for only $10.50. These are while supplies last, okay, because they are retiring. So I'm going to keep this registration open until the end of the month, but just know if those dies go away, I won't be able to get any more kits, okay? All right, so let's pull out our supplies for our first card. Now, we used this really cool pattern. Let me show it to you. It's on the back of that cool. Isn't that blue wood grain neat? So this is what the designer series paper looks like. And your dies cut out all these fun images. So I took roughly, this is like 4 by 5.5, a 4 by 5.5 inch piece of the designer series paper, and I cut out all the tickets. And I did that ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me die cutting, but this is what I had when I was done. I had all these little pieces. And yes, I even cut out the ones on the edge because you can use those along the edge of your front piece. Okay, so you want several little tickets, and you could jump around your paper and pull the ones that you wanted instead of just using whatever was in the space you cut as well. Then for your card base, you are going to want a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of evening evergreen, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Then you will want 2 pieces of designer series paper cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now one is going to go on the front of the card, and the other one you want light enough to go on the inside of the card, because see what I did on the inside? Hope your day is a grand slam. So I put some of the lighter pattern on the inside just for something really fun. And this would make a great Father's Day card or a guy's birthday card or kid's birthday. And if you have baseball fans, even better. Then for ink, Oh, actually, I didn't finish telling you the paper we needed. So then you will want a piece of 4 by 5¼ inch piece of vellum, which is optional. I chose to put it over the top to soften some of those tickets so that it allowed the focal piece to pop out. See how I just softened those? And then for the front, you're going to want a scrap of Evening Evergreen, and this one is, thanks, Marcy. So this one is not quite 3 by 4, so it just needs to be big enough to cut out your ticket. And then you also want a piece of the star background, and I did this to coordinate with my background layer, and this is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So the ticket is going to go on that as a layer. Now for ink, only one color on this project, and that's Evening Evergreen to coordinate with your card base. And then to embellish this, we are going to use the Hey Sports Fan, I'm sorry, it's just the fan, but it's the Hey Sports Fan twine, as well as these resin star embellishments. Are those not adorable? Like, these are like a staple embellishment. You could use these on so much. And this is part of the Hey Sports Fan suite as well. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my card base and fold it along that score line. I'm going to burnish it well. And then I'm going to adhere my background. Oh, I just realized I forgot my Stampin' Seal, so I'll use Tombow, that's all right. So I'm going to adhere my yellow stars to the front. And then I'm going to take my second piece of 4 5 1/4, and I'm going to adhere it to the inside. Now, if you really wanted these to pop, you could even put something like that on the front, and then this vanilla background would really let those pop up against that darker background. All right, so I'm just putting this on the inside of my card so I have something lighter to stamp on. That way you can see the sentiment. Now for these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just arrange these on my card front. And there's no right or wrong way. So you can just lay them out and see how you like them. Now these partials, you're going to want to lay up against the edge, okay? And maybe this, let's see, this one I think will have to go up at the top so that my admit one isn't upside down. And this one is cut off over here, so we're going to put it like this. And then you just arrange these however you want them. And once you're happy with how they look, then you can glue them in place. Now, I'm going to save these because I want these to be the focal point on the front. I love the "Hey there, you're out of this league." I think that's really fun. So now I have a little space here, so I need to die cut one more. Now you could even put a solid color one in there. You wouldn't necessarily have to have it say something. And here's the scrap. I think this is really cool. Maybe I'll die cut this blue one. And I have my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here, so let me cut that. So this, I'll do the home run. There are so many options. So I'm just going to cut this because my machine is not this wide, since I just have my mini here. fun. These little tickets are so adorable. Okay. So now we have this little space to fill. So let's just scooch this yellow so that we don't have too much yellow in the same spot. All right. So isn't that fun? So now I'm just going to take dimensionals and put dimensionals all over the back of these. And then I'm going to put them down in place. So I'm just going to start with this big one and put a few dimensionals on the back, stick it down. Now, if you didn't want to add the vellum layer over the top with another layer over that, you could just flip these over and use this cool background and then make a focal point of one of these little sentiments on the tickets and make that be the front of your card. So you have some options here. I'm just lining that up with the back. And I think this blue wood grain pattern is really cool. And I'm just lining that up with the top of the card. I told you it was a little fussy today, but it's not hard. It just takes a little bit. Usually I like to do some quick things with you, but I thought this was just really fun. Is that crooked? Help me out. There. Okay. Now, hopefully you have, and if you haven't already, hopefully any day now your catalog will be arriving. I have shipped out customer catalogs. So if you have shopped with me in the past 6 months, I have sent a catalog to you, the new annual catalog, which is amazing. And in there are the details for my In Color Club and my paper shares, which I didn't even talk about before we got started today, and I should have. So In Color Club is a great way to collect the new In Colors one at a time, so it's budget friendly, so that each month you can get a beautiful collection of products all in one new In Color. And at the end of the 5 months, you have an adorable set of lovely products to work with. All right, so now I'm going to stamp this ticket in Evening Evergreen on the Evening Evergreen cardstock. And then I'm going to die cut this. But I'm going to add a little bit of splatter to it, just for a little interest in the background. So on my page here, I have a video that describes the In Color Club and shows you exactly what you will be getting in your kits each month. So please check that out. You have until April 30th to register for that. Now the In Color Club I only do once a year with the launch of the annual catalog, because that's the only catalog that brings in new colors. However, with every catalog I do a product share. So if you love to have a little bit of everything, you will want to take a peek at my product share. You can choose paper or ribbon and embellishments. Now I stamped and die cut this, and then I cut this bottom ticket off because I want just this part to be my focal point, and I'm going to layer it over the star paper. Now, to create a fun coordinating layer, I'm going to slide this up and I'm going to cut these little notches out so that it matches the die cut ticket. I wanted that layer to be the same. So the paper share will include 1/4 of a pack of each of the new paper collections in the catalog. They are cut 6 by 12. Unless it's a 6 by 6 paper collection, then it's left 6 by 6. So you will get one piece of every new paper, okay? And that is $48. I'm also offering a ribbon and embellishment share. So if you love to have all the things to go with your paper, grab that too. And that, oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. That will give you 1 to 2 yards of each ribbon, depending on how much comes on the spool. And it will also give you roughly 1/5 of a pack of each of the embellishments. That's going to be sticky, so I'm going to put this like this, so that you will have the opportunity to create with all the coordinating products from a product suite. So now I'm going to take these 2 remaining tickets and I am just going to place them down on this focal piece, and I like them at an angle for this particular project, and I'm going to pop this one. You're out of this league. I'm going to pop that one up on dimensionals. Now, if you choose to get the paper and ribbon and embellishment share, I have an amazing gift for you. And that is also on the sheet in your catalog. Now, if you don't get a catalog from me, maybe you've not shopped with me in the past 6 months, you can go on my blog, melsinkyfingers.com, and all the details are there, okay? All right, so let's take this card, and I'm going to put this vellum over the top. Can you see the difference? So here's if you don't do anything. It kind of gets lost, doesn't it? But when you put this vellum to kind of soften everything and then put that on there, it allows it to pop. So adhesive generally shows on vellum, and I forgot my Stampin' Seal, so I'm going to put some glue dots. So you want to put your glue dots where you are going to have them hidden underneath that label, okay? So I'm just smashing some glue dots down, and I'm going to put this, I'm going to line it up with that yellow layer. So now it's stuck in place, and then I'm going to put this over the top. So I'm going to put a couple glue dots on this as well. And center this. There we go. Super cute. Now let's bring in some of this twine. You have a couple color options. You could use the navy or you could use the evening evergreen. Both of them would go. This actually would be kind of fun with the red because there's no red on the front of this, but there is a little in the background. So I'm going to switch this up, and I'm just going to tie a red bow, and then I'm going to put this on a glue dot and tuck it underneath the corner of that ticket. So let's take a glue dot, and I'm going to use take my pick tool and kind of fold this like a little taco, a taco glue dot, and put this on there. And then I'm just going to slide this underneath, put that glue dot underneath so that these tails kind of all kind of stick out. Then to finish it off, you can use some of your little resin stars. Where did I put them? Here they are underneath my dies. So I think I want some of the red stars. So I'm going to pull, oh, actually let's use blue. Yeah, I like blue. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle these. There's no right or wrong. You can put them wherever you would like. And there's your card. What do you think? Aren't those cute? Now, if you want to stamp on the inside, you can. I have the Hope Your Day is a Grand Slam, but you could also stamp Most Valuable Dad, You're Amazing, Happy Birthday, Happy Father's Day. You have some really great options, or you could just do Hooray. And I stamped my sentiment in Evening Evergreen. Okay. So let's move on to our second card today. And this one is so pretty. Done in pinks. Isn't that pretty? I brought in the gold. So for our second project, I pulled in a couple other items. I pulled in our gold foil sheets. I know that's hard to look at, isn't it? As well as the Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper. This paper is gorgeous. It has gold accents on one side. All these have gold accents on one side. And then on the back sides, they're super pretty. There's a ton of different colors in here. You've got stripes, polka dots, all kinds of geometrics. I love the splatters, and this plaid is one of my favorites. So it's really pretty. And that's from the Abstract Beauty product suite, also in the mini catalog. I also used the scalloped contour dies to cut my background, and I used the stripes embossing folder from the Dots and Stripes combo. They come as a 2-pack also in the mini catalog. So to create your card, you are going to want a Blushing Bride card base cut 5.5 by 8.5. You are going to want the largest scalloped contour rectangle cut out of gold foil. Then you are going to want a piece of Designer Series paper that's cut 3.25 by 4 5/8, or whatever size fits in the gold layer that you use. So depending on whether or not you cut a scalloped contour rectangle, you may need a little different size. Then I've pre-cut a couple things. You are going to want a piece of Blushing Bride to die cut the flag. And after I die cut the flag, which is one of the dies in the Hey Sports Fan dies, I just cut that out of Blushing Bride. I then put it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with this striped embossing folder. Okay. So that's how I got that. And I thought it was kind of a fun pattern because it kind of gives it movement, kind of like when a flag is in the wind, it kind of gets some movement to it. Then I die cut a small ticket using the ticket die in your die set. And I cut this out of the same paper, but I'm going to use the back side. Then I used a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock. That's one of the in colors going away. And I die cut this little circle, and I'm going to use the number sign and the 1 Although you could use the number 1, that would be cute too, the background. Then I pulled out some of the mint macaron velvet ribbon. This stuff is just gorgeous. It's so soft. And I played with it a little bit, and I decided to die cut the little tails for my flag. So I'm going to show you what I did there. Okay, so you want a piece of that ribbon. And if you don't have the ribbon, you'll want a piece of coordinating cardstock so that you can do the same thing, or designer series paper. Now for ink, I only used 2 colors. I used Blushing Bride and Misty Moonlight. Grab your Misty Moonlight before it goes away. And then I also used some of the Misty Moonlight ribbon. This is 1/8 inch cotton ribbon. It's so soft. And this is part of, I believe, the... I'm not going to speculate. It's in the mini catalog. Where did my catalog go here? I'm having a hard time keeping track of things today. Here it is. It was completely hidden underneath my bin. All right, so it's in the mini catalog. And I love this index because you can come back here. It's on page 43. And it's part of the New Horizons product collection. And here it is. It comes in a 2-pack with Petal Pink and Misty Moonlight. All right. Whoops. Okay. So let's get started. So to make this, the first thing I'm going to do is fold my card base in half. And then I'm going to take this large gold foil rectangle, and I'm going to actually, I think I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. I'm going to adhere my designer series paper to the rectangle. And you could use Stampin' Seal or your Tombow liquid, whatever adhesive you like. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on this and adhere it to my card front. Okay. There. So there's our card base. Okay, so that goes together nice and quickly. Now, let's create our flag. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I don't want this to be quite so plain. So I'm going to take my Blushing Bride ink, and I'm going to use this splatter stamp from the stamp set. So you've got these little splatters here. You could also do the stars, would also be really fun. And I'm going to just stamp some splatters around on this flag. And yes, there are, it's embossed, so you're right. It's not gonna, you're probably saying, how are you gonna stamp that? It's not flat, but it still works. I have some texture on there. And then I also want to add a little bit to this sentiment piece. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here, and I just don't want it to be plain. Okay. And since we're stamping, let's pull out our Misty Moonlight ink and stamp our sentiment. Now, this says "You're amazing." I think I'm going to switch it up. You have happy birthday, happy Father's Day, you're amazing. Let's do a happy birthday. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it you're amazing because I just thought of something. I'm going to send this. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to stamp this you're amazing. And again, this is in Misty Moonlight ink. So those are our stamped pieces. Now, I am going to attach my flag to my project using a toothpick. So this is just a plain wooden toothpick. However, I'm going to color it. So I've created a blue toothpick. Now you can buy colored toothpicks if you want, but I used my ink pad and I just flipped it open and I just took a toothpick and I just rolled it. And it picked up all that ink. Now, I don't know if there's a coating or something on the toothpick, but the ink doesn't soak in immediately. So I just took this and set it aside and let it dry. And then after a little while, I took a tissue or a piece of paper towel and I just wiped the extra ink off, and then you get this really neat place to put your flag. Now, I was just trying to think how I'm going to attach this because I used Stampin' Seal before, Stampin' Seal Plus. So I'm going to tuck a glue dot. I don't want to use liquid glue because then I'll have to hold it in place to dry. So I'm going to put a glue dot on the tabs of my flag, and I'm just going to set this around my flag like this, with my little flag post. Isn't that cute? And now we have this really cute little flag to put on our project. Okay? If you want to add some movement to your flag, take your bone folder and you can just drag it across your paper and you can make your flag now look like it's moving in the wind, which is really fun. Now, I have this number 1. You could either put that down on your flag, and that's actually really cute. Maybe I'll do that on this one. Or you have the die cut images that you could put the number and the 1 down. Since I did the number and the 1 on the last one, I think maybe I will just put the negative on this one. So I'm going to add a little adhesive to the back. And since I have made my flag curved, you'll just kind of have to look to see where your flag has, is bumped up, and make sure you put your adhesive there. All right. Now let's attach this to the card front. Actually, before I do that, I want to put my ribbon part on. All right, so I took a piece of this velvet ribbon and I ran it through my die cutting machine. So in your die set, you have this really cute little die that is meant to make little tails for your banner, okay? So this is your big banner. These are your tabs if you want to fold it around something. And then this piece goes like this if you would like to add tails. There's also tails for your small flag. There's a second little pennant piece in here, and you have this smaller piece for that one. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to add some texture? So I took that piece and I simply laid it on top of a piece of ribbon. I laid it down like this, and I ran it through the die cutting machine twice. The first time I ran it through to get this piece because it's not wide enough to do it all. Then I ran it through a second time to get the tails. Now it doesn't cut all the way through, but it definitely cuts enough that it makes it easy for you to come in with your scissors and finish cutting the pieces. You can see how parts of it are cut, but not quite all of it. And these scissors are sharp. Not sharp. I need to replace them. So the first time I did it, I didn't put it through my machine as many times. So all it did was put an imprint, and then I just came in and cut it. It was almost easier because the second time I did it, I added some shims in my machine to make it tighter to see if it would cut the ribbon. And it cut most of it. You can see most of it got cut. All right, so I'm just going to cut that little tail off. And then I'm just going to come in and clean this up a little bit. Now, if you have scissors that you keep for ribbon or fabric, those would be good to use on this. I have my paper scissors here. I have a separate set that I use just for cutting ribbon, and I have them tagged that way, but I didn't grab them. So you can see it almost cut. If you come to the back, you can kind of see the imprint from the die better. So I'm just cutting these pieces out according to the marks from the die. It's not hard. Okay. So now look how fun this is. You have these really fun pieces that are fuzzy and add so much cool texture to your projects. I'm just going to come in and cut this little V out from the die. There we go. Honestly, it was almost easier when I didn't try to cut it all the way out. I just had lines. It was like trace lines. All right, so now I'm going to take my Tombow, and I'm going to put some Tombow on the back of my ribbon. And you don't want a lot, and I'm just going to use the tip of this and kind of push it into the fabric a little bit, because this will take a little bit of time to dry since it's fabric absorbing it. And I'm just going to put it right here on my post, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Tombow on these two little tabs here, because that's where these little flags will go. I'm just going to put them over the top and just push them down into that glue. There we go. And then you'll need to give it a minute to dry, since, like I said, this is fabric, so it's not going to dry as fast as paper. I have glue on my finger, so it wants to stick. Okay. So there we go. So now we can take this and glue it down on our project. So I'm going to put some Tombow here and a little bit here. The glue dot is not holding as well. I used Stampin' Seal on the first one, and I forgot to grab it here. So I'm trying to improvise, and the alternative isn't working as quite as well. Okay. So now I'm just going to stick this down on my project, number 1. So cute. I wish you could feel the texture that this ribbon adds. I just want to move that over a little bit so my post doesn't show. Whoops, I put it down too far. There we go. And then, last but not least, let's add this, Your Amazing Sentiment. And I'm going to do this with dimensionals. So I'll put a couple dimensionals on the back. Okay. Now let's finish it off with a little bit of ribbon and some stars. So I'm going to take a ribbon bow and add it to the tails of my flag. And you can add this on with a glue dot or Tombow. I'm going to actually use the liquid glue, and I want to leave the tails a little bit longer, because that's kind of how it is on a flag sometimes. You have little tails. And I'm going to take some of this Tombow, and again, I'm going to put a little on there, and then I'm just going to kind of massage it in. Now this is velvet. If you had a ribbon that was not velvety, it would probably dry a little bit faster. But I'm just going to put this like this and angle it so that you can see your number 1. All right, and then last but not least, let's add some of our blue, navy blue resin stars, and you can just add these wherever you want on here, however many you want. Let's put one up there. And there you go. There's your second project using your Hey Sports Fan bundle. What do you think? Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining. All right. Let me pull out our other project that we made so you can see both of them. And there you go. Isn't it fun? It's a fun bundle. So again, this is in the January to June mini catalog. Which one do you like better? Do you like the number one this way, or do you like the negative image? Do you have a preference? Oh, hi, Sharon. Thanks. I'm glad you like this. I think it's really cute. I think it's easy when you look at the designer series paper, it's really easy to kind of think in terms of these primary colors and only using it to make kind of bold cards like this. But it's, if you swap out your colors, you can still make really cute kind of girly projects with it as well. And softball is so huge even with the girls, and so you could still recreate the same thing by using maybe not these primary colors, but you could make purple, and you could make hot pink using magenta madness or polished pink or melon mambo, and any other combination. It would be really cute done with the orange and yellow. There isn't any orange in these ones, but you could pull orange by pulling in some mango melody or some pumpkin pie. So I think it's really cute. And I love the texture that this ribbon adds. If you could feel the velvet of this ribbon, and I don't know if you can pick up the texture that it adds on the card or not. But it's really fun. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to check out my In Color Club information. You have until April 30th to register for In Color Club. And also don't forget to grab your paper and ribbon shares. Again, until April 30th, I'll be ordering all of those when the catalog launch. Actually, it's May 1st. Sorry, I said April 30th, May 1st. And if you would like to do the paper wizardry class while supplies last on the suit and tie dies, you can order your kit, $32 for 6 projects. You'll make one of each house robe, as well as 2 Harry Potter cards. Okay, you'll get a PDF plus your card kits and your suit and tie dies, as well as some matte black dots to create your projects. So you will have until April 30th on this, or as long as I can get the dies. Okay, and if you'd like to add on your handsomely suited stamp set, you can. I'll put the registration links for In Color Club, paper shares, and paper wizardry class in the description of this video later today. And here is my current host code if you have any shopping. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have an awesome weekend. And we will see you next week. Oh, actually, next week, I will not be live next week because my daughter graduates from college. So we get to enjoy some time with her on Friday. I'm going to take the day off. but I'll have something fun that I'll post for you. So still check back, okay? All right, have a great week.